Three, two, one. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Rolling on Three, the first podcast for all three-wheel owners. Whether you're riding on a Spider, Ryker, or Slingshot, this is the show for you. Today, I have Xavier and Maria from Northport, Alabama. Xavier is also known as Black Ice. Hey,
Yes,
everybody.
sir.
Welcome to the show.
Good
Good
morning. Good
morning.
morning.
Good morning. Thank you for
Eh,
having us.
Indeed, indeed. Well, I start off the show with the same question. What are you rolling on?
I am rolling on a 2020 Can-Am Ryker Rally, and I
Nice.
love it.
All right. When did you pick it up?
Actually, it was a Christmas present from my wife.
Okay.
Um, we I had been looking at them for a while, and she knew I wanted it, so she surprised me with it for Christmas.
That's nice. That's nice, man.
Couldn't be a real surprise, but I mean they didn't have the delivery option, so he had to go get it. So he had to get it before Christmas.
Where did you pick it up at?
I picked it up in Birmingham, which is about an hour away, at Big Number One Motorsports.
Okay. All right. That's like a big Can-Am dealership out there, or just a bike dealership, or what?
Yes, sir. It's a big can. They are a Can-Am sponsored dealership.
Mm-hmm.
But they have everything out there. Anything from Harleys to Slingshots, Spiders. They have everything out there. So,
Oh, okay. All right. So if they don't have a place local, you said it's like an hour away. That's the closest place.
well, that was the closest camp that had a Can-Am. Yeah.
Oh,
They have a. We have a couple of things in town, like a Harley dealership, but they didn't. They don't have
right. Of
anything with
course.
Can-Am. So
Of course. Of course. So why the Riker? Why the Riker? What was that? What was the inspiration to that?
actually, I had been looking at spiders for a while, and it, I sat on an RT Limited, and
Hmm.
it was cool, but it I still didn't feel like it was grasping me. When the Rikers came out, I was like, yeah, this is kind of more my speed. So um, when we went up to the dealership, I sat on one. And as soon as I sat on it, I fell in love with it.
And
That's
he's banned
usually.
from a two wheel, so
Oh, he's banned from a two wheel. I was gonna ask you if you ever rode before, so tell me about it.
Yeah, I had a Suzuki Volusia,
Okay.
and his name was Johnny Blaze. We used to roll, man. We rode everywhere. And one day I had gotten off of work, had a pretty bad day at work, so I decided to get on the bike and ride just to de-stress a little bit.
Hmm.
And on my way home, a little 16-year-old girl in a Ford F-150 shot across the median and smacked me.
Oh
And
man.
man, and totaled the bike. As soon as I hit the ground, I hit my head hit first. The strap broke, and my
Mm,
helmet came off when I was rolling. And I could
mm,
see the bike rolling with me when I was rolling on the ground. So I tried to avoid the bike falling on me. And the tailpipe hit my leg and burned my leg. I ended up
mm,
having to have surgery to close because my elbows on both of my arms were opened up to the bone.
mm.
So I ended up having to have surgery to close them up. I had a concussion and uh, a bunch of road rash all over me. There was a gentleman who saw the whole thing. He ran over there, and I said, I need someone to call my wife. And so I
Of
gave him the
course.
number. And when he called her, he said, "Don't panic." I could hear her screaming through the phone. She knew. She knew.
Mm, mm. I can relate to that story. I can understand that because when I got into one of my many accidents on a two wheel, when I was taken to the hospital in my accident, my wife actually drove by the scene and didn't even know that was the accident when she was on her way to the hospital. She
Oh
said, I
wow.
wow.
drove by, all the cops were out there. There was a motorcycle in pieces and a sanitation truck. And I was like, yeah, that was me. They just took me out of there real quick. But yeah, I didn't, it wasn't a lot of bumps and bruises like you did and serious like that. But it was a hit where it spun me around. You know, they had to take me out. But I can see why now you're banned on the two wheelers.
It didn't take but one for me.
I hear you. I hear you. I'm a little more stubborn, but trust me, after my many accidents, I was very, very limited on what I can do on the two wheeler. She made that pretty sure. You know, you only going here and back. That was it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh man. So how's the bike life in Northport, Alabama? It's a big bike life, big Can-Am life. Like how is it out there?
There are a lot of motorcycle clubs, motorcycle groups. There's some that do a lot of things in the community actually, and
Mhm.
there are not many Can-Ams. Matter of fact, I've only seen a couple of Spiders, and I've seen a couple of Rikers, but um, other than that, I mean, most of the time, usually on Sundays, there's a park where everyone hangs out,
Okay.
get together, and everybody checks out each other's bikes and stuff, and just kind of fellowship a little bit.
Right.
So that's basically it. I
So,
mean, few clubs, and then we hang out on Sundays at the park.
okay. So that park, that's like the big meetup spot because you know, a lot of the people who listen to this who take their bikes across the country, I like to say, you know, oh, if you're ever here, this is the big bike meetup part. So what's the name of that park? For the people.
It's Sokol Park.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's where everyone meets up at Sokol Park, and we'll meet up there, and wherever we choose to go, that's where we'll go.
Oh, okay. So there's a lot of riding clubs out there. So
Yes,
is it a,
sir.
oh, okay, that's cool. And I noticed that a lot of people do say they don't see as many Can-Ams and Spiders as they do. Rikers and Spiders. But I know that sometimes when I do these shows, I wind up getting an email from somebody to say, "Hey, I think that guy lives like two blocks down from my house," you know, and they wind up hooking up. So when I do these shows, it's always amazing to say, "Hey, man, I ride too. We in the same neighborhood," and y'all don't even know that the guy's around because there's not that many Can-Ams out there, you know, riding heavy like that, like the
Yeah,
bike guys
that's
do.
what's up. That's what's up.
So in your area, is it rural city riding mostly? You know, off road? Like what do y'all do? Like what's the main thing out there?
Uh, it's mainly city riding, but there are a lot of back roads and stuff that we can take and that we do
Mhm.
take. Um, Not much off road, but I got the rally just in case there is some off roading involved. I'll be ready for it. So um, mainly city riding, a lot of back roads with a lot of curves and twists and turns, and
Mhm.
they get it and hit it. So
That's good. That's good. I like to see that one. Big clubs get out when it's a mixture of bikes because we
yes,
have
sir.
that out here where it'll be just a big mix. It'll just be like bring your bike out. Like no one even cares what it is. You know, it could be a scooter. It could be a
Oh yeah.
four-wheeler. You know, they're just like, bring it out. We're gonna have a big ride out, and that's it. It doesn't even matter, but
Yeah,
that's
there's a
cool.
dude that has a scooter actually that rolls up, and everybody knows who he is. He's an older gentleman, but yeah, he rolls on that scooter, and rain, sleet, or snow, he's riding.
Oh no, I'm not a snow guy to ride, but I have a tolerance when it comes to weather. You know, as a certain weather, I'm just like, it's time for me to start taking the car. Like out there, how's the weather out there when it comes to riding?
Alabama weather, man, it's so crazy.
Mhm.
You can experience four seasons in a week, really.
Really, really.
Yeah, I mean, like just this week, it was in the 80s at the start of the week, and here this morning we had a freeze warning. So uh,
Wow.
it's crazy. It's
Wow.
crazy, but usually, I mean, it's we don't have a lot of snow or anything down here in the South. You know, it can get cold,
Mm.
but it doesn't stay cold very long. We I will ride in anything 40 degrees and up. If it gets below 40 degrees, I get in the car.
I'm 50 is my cutoff. After that, I'm sorry. It's just too much for me, man. 50 is. I don't have the tolerance. And I'll do see guys out there sometimes and I'll be like, wow, I will ride in the rain before I ride under 50. That's how I just can't. I have no tolerance for the cold. So out there, so is it like they ride all year, or do they go down the season like when up in New York when the winter hits? That's it. You don't see any bikes out there. So
Oh no, they're rolling all year. They're
really,
rolling all year.
really,
Yeah.
Because we don't have. It's very rare for us to have snow, and we might have a month where it gets down into the teens sometimes, but we don't really have a bad winter here. So
no, okay, all right. Well, then that's good. Then you get more riding time. Me, I have to wrap the bike up and put it away because this winter was pretty harsh. It was cold, and actually it fluctuated now. I don't think we've only had like 60-degree day so far. Everything else has been down, cold, dropping below 40. This is a weird spring for us. So I think everybody's just gonna wait till June or try to get some rides in between the months. But I don't know.
when June gets here, it'll be 100 degrees.
Yeah, for us it will.
That's rough in the helmet, man.
Now I got a full face helmet, so it is sure enough gonna be rough.
Yeah,
I
I
have to ride
know.
early in the morning or later in the evening.
I know, man. It's rough. It's rough because even with me in the summer, when it gets hot, but the New York City traffic, so you're sitting there between the cars, just cooking, man. I know what you're saying. It's rough, but you gotta wear the helmet. It doesn't matter.
Yes, yes, sir.
It really doesn't matter. Are you riding alone? Are you in a club? But like what do you do?
I have we have a group of friends.
Hmm.
We're not really a club per se, but we call ourselves the Southbound Riders, and
Okay.
it's a handful of us, and we usually get together and ride out. But we're
Hmm.
also spread out in different cities. Um, we don't get together as much as we'd like, but when we do get together, we have a good time. But
Okay.
mostly when I'm here and I ride solo a lot of times when I'm not riding with them.
Okay. All right. So now you did some mods to the Riker.
Yeah, I've got a few. I've got a few.
Let's talk about it. Everybody wants to hear about mods. People love that stuff.
Okay, I got of course I got the link top case.
Hmm.
I do have some LED lights that I haven't put on yet. From Sling Mods. Uh I have gosh, I have the hubcap from Ryker Wraps.
Okay.
The covers to keep the wheels from rusting.
Hmm. Hmm.
I did put an alarm on there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was an alarm that I got off Amazon, but it works. It's a little extra security.
You're
Of
the
course, I
first
got the
person you're the first person that did that I spoke to that put the alarm on.
yeah, I got the park and brake lock.
Hmm.
Um, gosh,
The thing they put on is up when you got it though.
There's so many mods. I know.
yeah.
I let me tell you, I forget either. How much you think you spend so far?
Ooh, uh, probably a couple of grand easy.
Yeah, yeah. That's I'm probably in 5,000 on mine. So mine, it's crazy. Yeah, it's amazing that what you can do to the bike and the modifications you can make and how addictive they get. And you know what? Truthfully, from owning bikes, it's like one of the easiest things I've seen to mod, to add pieces to. It's crazy the design. I guess they was thinking ahead
Yeah,
because they make it so easy, and I'm glad that more people are making aftermarket products,
Yeah,
so it could
me
kind of
too. Me too.
get the prices to little fluctuate a little better, But that's good. That's good. How was it putting in the alarm? Because I never spoke to someone who did one.
It's actually, I mean, it's very easy. It probably took all of 5 minutes to do. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's a little device that you can either use put to with two-sided tape or zip ties.
Mm-hmm.
And I did both, and you can choose wherever you want to hook it up. And I did both and put it um, in a nice little safe spot where it couldn't be seen.
Right.
And it's real sensitive. It has a little keypad with it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's pretty sensitive. It'll give you a little warning if somebody tries to come and touch your bike. It'll give you a
Really?
little warning, like a warning noise, and then if they
Mm-hmm.
touch it again, the alarm will go off.
Oh,
So I mean
okay.
it, but it's not expensive at all. It was only like $17. I got it off Amazon. I
Mm.
think I might have a video out there on it.
Oh, okay. So yeah. All right, that's cool because I never spoke to someone who did one. Now you got me curious. I'm gonna start looking into it. But now that you said it, what was the inspiration with the YouTube doing the videos?
Um, Alabama. If people, if you say Alabama to people, the first thing they'll say is the University of Alabama football team.
Roll Tide.
And I mean, not many people know a lot about Alabama, especially Norfolk, our small town. So,
Right.
and plus, it's fun to do them.
Hmm.
I did it for fun and did it to put our town and my family and put all this on the map. And plus the Ryker community. Just watching the videos, the Ryker community is a very open and wonderful community, and I was just wanting to be a part of it.
Hmm. No, you are stating some facts because the Riker community is very accepting and they're really open to whatever you want to do and how you want to do it and help and tips and all the forums. So I have to say the Riker community does show a lot of love. It
They
does. And
do.
I get emails all the time, and I even get local people come by and be like, "Hey, man, you think you could do this or do that to my bike or this?" And people email me, want to be on the show, and I'm like, "Sure," because the goal of it is just to make the whole Can-Am Ryker and Spider community really, really big. So
Yes,
I'm
sir.
doing this to get everybody together. So, when everybody says, "Oh, North Polk, Alabama," it's on the map now, with Rikers and Spiders, that type of stuff. So that's
That's
the
right.
whole that's the whole premise to it. And like I said, I like the community and everybody that I speak to and everybody that, is feedback to, and everybody just shows a lot of love. So I kind of like the way it's set up. I don't know, it's just because it's something about three wheels or what. I can't explain it because the two-wheel
It is
community is,
hard to
yeah.
yeah, it's hard to explain, but like you said, I mean, everybody's been real open to me so far. I mean, I've gotten a lot of replies and stuff about my video, positive stuff about my videos, and I've reached out to a few people and they've been real open and giving me a lot of tips. So yeah, man. I mean, the Riker community is dope, man.
No, it is. And I tell you, from the two-wheel community out here, it's a fickle beast, because certain people only want certain bikes and
Yeah,
certain you can't go, you got to go a certain speed to run with our crew and this, and everybody wants leather and join this club. And I'm like, I never did it when I was a two-wheel guy. I just rode to ride, but here it's just like more open. Like no one even cares what club you from or who you rolling with. It's like, hey, we're getting a group together and we're going, 50 miles this way and 40 miles this way, and it don't matter. You meet people along the way, so it's. I like it. I like it a lot. I guess that's what keeps me going into the community, but I
yeah.
like it. I like it. So if you had to describe, since your first time on a Can-Am. Was that your first time on a three-wheeler, right? Riding one?
Yeah. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So if you had to describe your Can-Am experience in one word or one sentence, how would you describe
Dope. I mean,
it?
it's a three-wheeler, man. It's I mean, it's dope, man. That's the only way I can say it. It's I fell in love with it the minute I sat on it. I I drove it home
Hmm.
because like she said, they didn't have a delivery option, so I went up there to get it. About 5 minutes into it, it was like I'd been riding it my whole life, and I drove it the whole way, the hour back to Northport from Birmingham. So
Yeah, I was scared to death because he was behind us coming home, and that was his first time on it and on the interstate. So I was scared to death, but he was fine.
Right, right. Well, he's a rider, so he kind of understands how to feel to be on the road like that. That's why I was the same way when I first got it, but because I was like, I guess I was overly confident. So I was like, it's a three-wheel. I'm riding two wheels. It's like a baby ride, And that, as soon as I pulled out the dealership, I think I almost killed myself because I was like, "Where the brakes? Where's the brakes? Where's the clutch?" It was a good 20-minute learning curve. It was a whole different experience. But a lot of people say, I took the class. I didn't take the class, so it's mixed. But I tell like people like, if you really really want to get that experience, just try out the class if you're not that confident, because it's different. It's different, but it's relaxing. It's relaxing. Yes, relaxing. Maria, you gonna get one?
No, sir.
No.
she says that now, but once she sits on it and drives it I'm trying to get her to drive it.
Oh, okay.
And once she gets on it and drives it, I think she'll change her tune.
I'm a Camaro girl. I'll stay in my beauty, and that's fine.
All right, all right. I'm afraid to put my wife on it because then she's gonna take it from me. And I'll be like, man, I should have let her get on that bike, man. So listen, man, you got any you plan on doing any other mods, or you got any upgrades in the future works coming up? You want to do something else to it? What's up?
I'm gonna put the helmet lock on there.
Hmm.
I'm going to of course put a radiator cover on there. It's on the way. I got it from Bill Ramsey.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's on the way.
Mhm.
So it should be in a couple of days. And I keep saying this is gonna be my last one. This is gonna be my last one. But every time I see something different, and man, it catches my eye, and I'm like, man, that sure look good on the bike. And I'll probably get some decals and all that stuff, and really personalize it. And
Yeah.
man, and no telling, there's no telling what all I'm gonna have done to it,
Listen,
man. For real,
I'm
but
the same way, man. Every season, I'm like, I'm done. I think I did everything. And then what's worse about it is you put it away for the winter, and then all these things pop up that you could buy. You're like, well, I'm not riding, so I might as well just buy something, put it on there. But I'm like, I can't keep going. I'm like, I'm starting to make my own products at this point. I'm like, you know what? Let me see if I can invent something instead of buying
yeah.
it. I'm going off too, man. I got to stop spending because I'm going to wind up having more mods than the bike's worth. I'm going to have to double insure it or something, but that's cool. So what you got coming up on your YouTube, man? Which you got any new videos in the works? What you got coming up for us?
We actually went to a train depot that's in town and been living here our whole lives and never went. And it was pretty cool little experience. Now I'll probably put that one up today. My helmet locks came in yesterday. and then I'll probably do an install video on them, and just whatever's clever, whatever's clever. But those are the two right off the bat that I'm gonna put up pretty quick.
No, that's all right. So the YouTube channel is Black Ice. Where did
Yes,
that come
sir.
from? The name. Where did that name pop up from?
Actually, it doesn't snow a whole lot here, but one thing we do have to worry about is black ice. Of course, black ice is that ice you can't see on the road, and you're being careful. And that was part of where my name came from. You can't see it, but you know it's there, and you're keeping an eye on it, and you're being careful. And that's why at the end of my videos, I always say, watch out for that black ice on the road, because I want people to look out for me and see me, and just watch out for me. The same way I'm watching out for them, I want them to do the same and watch out for me. Put those cell phones down and pay attention to the road.
Yeah, no doubt. No, that's great. So that's it. So everybody, watch out for Black Ice, his YouTube channel, and not the stuff on the ground. Well, watch out for that too, but check out Black Ice, BLAK Ice on YouTube. Check out his channel, please, everybody. Like, subscribe, and follow. You know, you're in the Can-Am community. You know, I like to tell people to support other guys putting out that content. So, you know, make sure that you check out his page and help him out. You know, this page is Rolling on Three Wheels. This is the Rolling on Three, the first podcast for all three-wheel owners. If you want to reach out to me, you can hit me up at rollingon3wheels@gmail, the number 3. You can find me on Twitter, Rolling on 3, and on Instagram as the Shadow Black Ryker. And now I got some TikTok videos of Rolling on 3 if you want to watch some small videos. So I'm trying to hit all social media platforms.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing at all. So Xavier, Maria, thank you for being on the show. I appreciate you giving me your time.
Yes, sir.
Please, everybody, like, follow, subscribe me, like, follow, subscribe Xavier's channel. Thank you for joining us, and see y'all on the next one. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.